Hello, students. Let's get to work. I'll try to help you out on your assignment. This is student-facing tasks, lesson 1. Look for that name in Google Classroom. Student-facing tasks, lesson 1. I think your unit's going to say 8.5.1, the name in the Google Classroom. Okay, let's do the first activity, 1.1, dividing by 0. And I hope you have some scratch paper or your math notebook with you. I think it's a good idea to use a dedicated notebook just for math. So go to the first page in your notebook and then put on there that it's unit 8.5.1. And what that means is 8th grade math, unit 5, lesson 1. You can write on there lesson 1. And this is student-facing tasks. Oops. Bad spelling. Student-facing tasks. Okay, get your notebooks ready while I complete the title on mine. And later we can just abbreviate student-facing tasks or student-facing task statements is what they call it, the name in the Google Classroom, because this curriculum was already made and I just loaded the assignments in without changing the names. Okay, activity 1. And in your computer, it doesn't say activity 1, but on the paper that I passed out in class that has the same exact problems, it's activity 1.1 dividing by 0. And I think it's a good idea to put titles on everything that goes in your notes so that you can come back to it later and know what it was. Plus, the title tells you what it's going to teach you. So use the titles to organize your notes. Activity 1.1, dividing by 0. And it says, now in your notes, you don't want to write down the whole problem, right? Just write down what's important or what you learned. It says, study the statements carefully. 12 divided by 3 equals 4 because 12 equals 4 times 3. Let's go ahead and write that down. 12 divided by 3 equals 4 because 12 equals 4 times 3. And when you write it down, you can really think about what it's telling you. Remember that this little dot right here, that means multiplication. You're going to see that dot in your assignment. You're going to see that dot on the screen where you enter your work. I'll highlight it. This little dot right there, 4.3, that's not a decimal point. It's multiplication. So be really careful not to write it as a decimal point. When you read this statement, you can also say 12 divided by 3 is 4 because 12 is 4 times 3. You can read the equal sign as the word is. Okay, I'm going to label that statement A. And then here is statement B. Statement B says 6 divided by 0 is X because 6, I better use the equal sign, just like they have. 6 is X times 0. And I wrote is, but I'll keep it the same as the equal sign. You can do either way. They're almost interchangeable when you're speaking. Okay, the question asks you, and you're going to see it on your screen, so look right here. There. What value can be used in place of X to create true statements? Explain your reasoning. And that same question is on the paper that I gave you. The paper matches the assignment in Google Classroom, but I'm only grading what you input into the computer. I'm not collecting the papers back. I think the paper can help you because you can do your work on paper. The screen on your computer is small and it doesn't show you all of the problems at once. So try it on the paper first, then put your answers into the Google Classroom. And while you're watching videos, take notes to help you. If you really hate taking notes, just write it on the paper though. I like to make math notebooks. Okay, so anyway, what value can be used in place of x is the question. Like, what is x? What number is x? When they say value, they mean a number, a value. Okay, well, this one is tricky, isn't it? It says x times 0 equals 6. Uh-oh. And x, 6 divided by 0 equals x. Okay, I'm going to teach you 2 review items. This hopefully is a review, but if it's not a review, make sure you write this down, okay? First of all, you can't divide by 0. The universe just doesn't know what to do if so. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. And a lot of students think, well, if you divide by 0, the answer is 0, right? Like if you times by 0, it's 0. So if you divide by 0, it's 0. No, not at all. Imagine a division problem. You have 1 pizza and 2 friends. So you're going to divide the pizza by 2 friends and you give half a pizza to each friend. Now, imagine you're going to divide a pizza by 0 friends. How do you give away a pizza to 0 friends? What happens? The universe just crumbles in. So please remember, you can't divide by 0 on this universe. Write that down. You can't divide by 0. And if you do, it's called undefined. So write that down. Anything divided by 0, the answer is undefined. Anything divided by 0 equals undefined. Now, if you Google dividing by 0, you can also see that dividing by 0 equals infinity, but infinity is definitely undefined. So I'll go ahead and put that in parentheses too. I'll just let you know some mathematicians say dividing by 0 equals infinity. Okay, you've got to remember that. So I've got 2 notes so far. You can't divide by 0, or anything divided by 0 is undefined. One more note. Looking at this second statement here, 6 equals x times 0, there's nothing times 0 that equals 6. Anything times 0 equals 0. So there's no answer for x such that multiplied by 0 gives you 6. So go ahead and write in your notes, anything multiplied by 0 is 0 or equals 0. Okay, pause the video and take notes. Then I'll help you answer this question. All right, now when we're answering these questions, we have to think about some things. First, we have to know what the directions are. So look back at the problem on my screen. Study the statements carefully. Okay, those are the directions. Next, you need to know what the given information is. So I'm going to underline that. The given information is these 2 statements. Okay, then you want to know what is the question or problem that they're asking you to solve. I mean, what is the answer? Is the answer 0 because anything times x equals 0? No, that's not even what they're asking. That was just review information that I gave you. The question says, what value can be used in place of x to create true statements? And then explain your reasoning. So make sure you know what is the question that they're asking you. And then look for additional information telling you how to report your answer. And here it says, type your answer below. Right here. So that's what you have to do. You have to look for what are they telling you to do? How do you need to report your answer? Okay, let me help you with that. Type your answer below. It's asking you what value of x makes the statements true. There is no value for x. There is no value for x because anything times 0 will equal 0 and never equals 6. There's nothing times 0 that ever equals 6. Let me write that better. There is no value for x because anything times 0 will equal 0. And there is no value that when multiplied by 0 equals 6. Also, anything divided by 0 is undefined. There's no value for x. If you divide 6 by 0, it's always going to equal something undefined. Okay, type in your answer and then go to Submit Answer. Click Next Problem. I'll help you with this in my next video.